Guys, I've never seen a team that they're $50 million under the salary cap and they're getting better. You're usually the Jaguars or the Lions. Okay? You're not a team competing and still in it. And by the way, you know why I say you're competing for the final playoff spot and you should run the table? It's because of these stats. Guys, this is not an opinion. They're playing like a playoff team. The Philadelphia Eagles are playing like a playoff team. Last 6 games, they're the best running attack in the league. Number 1 in scoring and number 7 in points allowed. How don't you think that? This is not me going, hey, here's a topic for you, and let's make something up like they do at WIP. Facts. Wednesday. These topics get better and better each and every single week as we're getting closer to the end of the NFL season, don't they? Because now you have to start playing critical football. Now you have to start looking at every series, every down, every unit, special teams, defense. Is your roster deep enough? The war of attrition now takes over. What has been one of the themes that I have thrown at you guys over the last couple shows here? December football is not going to be pretty football. We saw that up in New England with the Patriots versus the Bills. You know, when they went to Buffalo and we saw that horrible game, what was the conversation in the locker room that Belichick have? And I'll paraphrase here. This is why we practice in this shit. It's not going to look pretty. It's got to be effective and efficient. We are now in the part of the year, no mistakes. Can't have giant games if you're the Eagles, where you kind of show up. Can't do that. Can't do that. Guys, you know how it works. And if you're new to the program, please sit back and listen for the first couple minutes here. Please hit the like button. Guys, you have been spectacular at that. Thank you so much. Just great. Let me get to my take first. I'll give you the topics, and then what I'll do is I'll get right to you guys, and I'll explain to everybody who's new to the program how we bring people into the show. I got a boatload of stuff. By the way, in hour 2, Tim Brando, college football, will be with us. We'll talk to him in hour number 2. But I wanted this first hour to make sure that we got this topic out for everybody. And to me, I think it's critical. I want to show you guys something here. This is the Eagles over the last 6 games here. You ready? Here are some rankings for your Eagle team. Number 1 in rushing over the last 6 games. 210 yards, 0.5 per game. Wow. You should not ever lose a football game when you're running the football for over 200 yards a game. This is awesome. It hammers the point that you have the best offensive line in the NFL. You're number 2, believe it or not, in points scored. 29.7. You're the second highest scoring offense in the NFL over the last 6 games. Guys, you probably don't believe that stat. You are. 29.7, which ranks second. You're tied for 4th with 4 wins in the last 6 games. You're number 7 over the last 6 with points against at 17-7. Friends, the Eagles are getting better right in front of our eyes. Did they have the slip-up game against the Giants? Yes. Number 1 rushing offense in the NFL. You're number 2 in scoring offense. You're number 7 in points against. My point is you're getting better and you should win out. You should win out. You should win these next 4 games. Should win these next 4 games. Now, I ask you this question. You know what? And I hate to do this to everybody because you know what? I don't want to sound like I'm waffling every show. I do not want to go like this. Let's ping pong back and forth and go back. I don't want to do that. But what quarterback over these next 4 games gives you the best chance of making the playoffs? Jalen Hurts or Gardner Minshew? Who gives you that opportunity? Man, one day I like Minshew. One day I like Hurts. We're over here. We're here. I'm actually basically almost talking to myself here. Because I've got to have some conviction myself in something here. That team looked awful good in the Meadowlands with Gardner Minshew throwing the ball. And what did they run for? 187? You're number 1 in rushing. That stat's not going to change, but if you can add the dynamic on throwing the ball and you add that dynamic into the offensive attack, how do you not go with Minshew? But then again, what is the front office with the Eagles trying to accomplish this year? Are they trying to have a dual track conclusion at the end of the year where we're trying to compete for the playoffs and rebuild the team on the fly? Do they think they can run those dual tracks like this? Because they seemingly, this is what they're doing. They've already named Jalen Hurts the starter going into the Washington game. These stats are impressive. You're getting better. Nick Sirianni's getting better as a coach. I'm really stuck in this. I'm not kidding you. I'm stuck. I love Jalen's ability. But today, right here on this program, go back and listen to the interview. I heard it. Maybe you got your guy in Minshew. You want to hear something? He's 25 years of age, Gardner Minshew. That guy looks like he's 45. Gardner Minshew looks like he's older than Tom Brady. He looks like he's older than Tom Brady. Which guy gives you the best chance to be successful here? That's a really hard question because I want to win games as a player, but I kind of get the organization's position that they're in. All those assets we have in the offseason get a chance to make a dynasty here. What are we playing for? We broached that the other day with Gary Cobb. Is it Minshew? Is it Hurts? Who gives you the best chance to make it to the postseason? As I said, these statistics are insane great. For a football team at the beginning of the year, we were sitting here contemplating whether or not you were going to have 3 first-round picks in the top 10. We're now sitting here looking at this going, this is one of the better rosters in the NFL. You see, you know what's happened to us here, guys? We're being so micro on the Eagles that when we look around the league, did you see what's going on in Buffalo? They don't have a running attack. Why do you think Kansas City doesn't look like the Super Bowl contending team of a couple years ago? You know what that was? Well, their running game's not really there. The Rams don't look physical. The Packers and the Bucs in the NFC probably look like the most complete teams, but they've got flaws too. I think the Packers have a depth issue, but then again, the entire league does. All right, guys, I'm going to start taking your thoughts here. Now, this is how we do this. I bring the topics in. You guys come aboard with us. You post it. I put it in there. Please hit the like button. You tell me. These stats are not mirages, folks. This is trends. Ron says Minshew's ability to read defenses pre-snap gives us the best chance to make the playoffs. Xander, that's the first take of the day. And that's going to be one of the better takes of the day there with Ron talking about defense. and pre-snap reads. That right there, folks, is how you kick a show off. Because he's not looking at whether or not he likes Jalen Hurts or not. He's looking at what guy gives you a pro-style offense where a coordinator has to game plan against. Eagle Empire says Minshew might get them in the playoffs, but then what? Eagle, you never know. Did you really think you were going to win a Super Bowl with Nick Foles? You see, Eagle, you're forgetting 17. You never thought you were going to win a Super Bowl in 2017 with a backup quarterback, and you know it. So when people say, get to the playoffs and then what? You didn't think you were going to win it. Don't anybody come on here and go like this. I thought Foles was going to outplay Brady in the Super Bowl. Come on, guys. Come on. You never thought that Philadelphia Eagle team was going to beat anybody in the NFC playoffs, let alone the fact that you were going to beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. You were not going to think that. Pasquale, good afternoon to you, brother. Andrew, thank you for coming in. Big Chris says, take the handcuffs off the offense. Don't talk playoffs. Chris is an old school guy here. Let's take the first 60 minutes and let's start adding these 60 minutes and let's see if it results in a playoff appearance. Paul says, I agree with JAKIB. Minshew, long balls, flutters like Hurts. Once the defensive coordinators start to see this, they'll start trending on Minshew and understand him. Now here, know this, like I said, guys, these are trends here. Okay? Number one in rushing attack, 210 over the last 6 games. You're averaging almost 30 points a game over the last 6, which is number 2 in the league. So you're scoring points and running the ball. This is New England Patriot football. And you're 7th in the league in giving up points allowed with 17-7. Guys, this is what the Patriots are doing. This is what the Patriots are doing. Bobby says, I thought Foles could outplay Brady in the Super Bowl. Hey, Bobby. I still can't believe Eli Manning and Nick Foles have hung rings on Tom Brady. Incredible, right? Nick Foles and Eli Manning. Eli's got 2 of them things. Who helped us get those trends? Hurts did. Thomas. He did. Xander was saying that prior to coming on here. You know, I mean, you got to give a lot of that credit in the turnaround here to Jalen Hurts. Absolutely. But after what we saw against the Jets, guys, this is about the team. This is not about falling. We all agree, right? This is not about the team. This is falling in love with the Eagles and making sure that the Eagles get to the playoffs. I don't care about hurting anybody's feelings here. This is not about that. Carl says, people that know football had the Eagles upsetting the Patriots. That's so stupid. That's such a stupid take. Really. The modern day Boston Celtic dynasty with the greatest quarterback in the history of the game. Smart people knew. Who? That you were going to outplay them and beat them in the submission with a substitute teacher. Really? Okay. Hey, the only thing that I did say was in that game, you had the best O&D lines and it gave you a chance. Yeah, but Eagle Empire says Eagle fans have a long tradition of falling in love with the backup quarterbacks for a couple games. That's everywhere, Eagle. The most popular guy on the field is usually the backup guy, especially if he's got a name. Why do you think that Tebow is not on any football team? Okay, or I doubt Cam Newton's going to be some backup somewhere. You can't have names like that as your backup guy, and the most popular guy is your backup quarterback. That's already going to go into that comment that you made, man. Okay? Carl, okay. You thought that the Eagles were going to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. All right. Not going to debate it. That's like a Democrat and Republican debating on things. That's not going to get anywhere. Thomas, delusional Eagle fans knew the Eagles would be TB12 in the Super Bowl. But I still went to Vegas and bet on us. Good job, man. Good for you. That's diehard fan. You know, I'm still sitting here and I'm trying to debate who gives them the best chance to get to the postseason here. Man, I still can't say it yet. Jalen created these stats. This also shows one thing, too. Your coach is getting better. Hey, by the way, you know what? You guys just kind of like got a little off topic. Who do you think has done a better job of managing and developing quarterbacks so far? And who's done a better job with Jalen? Doug Peterson or Nick Sirianni so far? Who do you think has done a better job with Jalen? Doug Peterson? Now, last year, you guys didn't have very many skilled guys at all to throw the ball to. I mean, that football team was a mash unit last year. So I don't know if that's fair to Doug. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's fair to Doug. Doug really had a lot of injuries on that football team. I mean, who were the wideouts? They were throwing the trash cans. Right? I mean, yeah, chalk it up, Sports Philly. I don't think that's fair because when he got put into the games, wasn't that Philly team already beat up? I mean, right? That team was so beat up by that was my impression from 30,000 feet. Am I right when I say that? Colin, appreciate you coming aboard. Thank you, my friend. Right? Because that wasn't really fair, I don't think. Nick Sirianni and his high school crew do not impress him. Yeah, Water Boys were the wideouts. You guys had nobody, man. East Cannon for life. Noodle says Doug never had a full season with Jalen, and the help wasn't there. Noodles, am I right? I think that's the take, right, folks? Is that the take? That how you see how Noodles just threw that in there? That's my impression too. Okay, was that the team was just completely out of gas, and I don't want to say out of gas, but I think the roster was just completely decimated last year. Rico says, yeah, we're on our 11th O-line. Yeah, Wentz was getting killed when he got replaced. Yeah, that offensive line, there was like the running attack too, right? The backs got injured and everything on that. So that's not really that fair. I'd like to have seen what Doug could do with him. QB controversy, Doug had all 2020 with Hurts. No, he didn't. Majority of that season, Wentz started it. And by the way, that was going to come from upstairs. You know, I made that point yesterday to you guys. I know what's wrong in Philadelphia now and why you guys are slow to develop players. You know what that is? You got a guy that is developing the players in the front office and not a coach developing them on the field. Because anytime you have people telling you who to play, that's not the proper analysis, and that's not the proper evaluation technique. The reason Bill Belichick gets the most out of his players, how many times do you do this? How many times have you said this? Who the fuck is Chris Hogan? They found this guy on a lacrosse field. That's where they got Chris Hogan from. So let's play Troy Brown on both sides of the football. Who does that? The people who do that are the people who are in charge. And that's Bill Belichick in New England. Belichick is the greatest at finding hybrid players. That's what you have to have today. You know the one thing that this kid Parsons gives the Dallas Cowboys? They give him versatility and they give him that chameleon-type attitude that they can have on that defense because they can put his hand in the dirt or put him up in a two-point stance and he can go out on linebackers too. Anytime that you have those versatile-type players like that, you become a chameleon each and every single Sunday. That's why you never saw superstar names on that entire roster the entire time Brady was there. These were versatile guys, the Brewskis of the world, the Mike Vrabels of the world, Mike Vrabels of the world, those kind of players. Guys that were versatile. There wasn't the best end in the league. There wasn't the best DT in the league. There were all these guys that could play 34, 43, a wide 9. Anything that particular team lined up that particular Sunday on, that defense could morph to it. Like I said, they were like chameleons. When you have that kind of versatility on your defense, that's what New England has. But the only way you develop that is drafting it, knowing it, having a personal relationship with it, and teaching it. In Philadelphia, you've got a front office that is so in charge of the hiring practices of the assistant coaches and the game day decisions on who's going to play on Sunday. The only thing that Howie Roseman doesn't have a say in, and he may, I don't know, is play calling. But then again, he does because he hired the play caller. There's too many mouths and too many voices in Philly. There needs to be more clarity. But when you do that, you give up power. You see, what's crazy is in Philadelphia, they don't see letting people do their jobs is a good thing. Does it really shock you that the Patriots are the best team in the AFC and now people are saying they're going to go to the Super Bowl? Here, I'll tell you something. I think that the Patriots have a better chance to get to the Super Bowl than the Buccaneers do on getting back to it in L.A. Because he's turned it back around again. Yeah, go figure, right? Fresh Prince, we need to stop with the negative comments on. It's not negative. This is not negative. How is that negative? I don't give a fuck about Jalen Hurts. I care about the Eagles. Who gives me the better chance to win? Stop with that name on the back of the jersey. I don't care about that name. Why should you care about that name? Stop falling in love with these guys. They get paid. When they get cut, they get paid out the door. Don't feel any sadness for them. It's about winning ball games. You're looking at it wrong, guys. Not hating on anybody. Trying to win. Who gives you the best chance? And I don't mean to jump on you like that. Fresh Prince, it's not anything personal, but dude, I don't give a shit about his personality and what he feels, whether he gets butthurt or not. It's about winning ball games. Coach comes in there, puts you in the starting lineup. That's my opportunity to go out there and succeed. Kevin says, never happened on the Eagles. Howie is Colonel Klink of the Eagles. Now, this guy's going to always have an input. That's why you got to coach around that. Okay? Listen, honestly, man, we're not always talking trash on Jalen. Why would I? These stats, like Xander said, he is mostly responsible for this. This is a fabulous turnaround. Look at the first 6 games of the season, guys. And then compare them to the last 6. The team's getting better. The players are responding. This is so important. Again, you're number 1 in rushing. You got the number 1 rushing football team in the NFL, and you've only had one game where you've had a back go over 100 yards. That was just last games with Miles Sanders going for 120 against the Jets. That's pretty impressive. Big Chris, we have 2 solid backups, no franchise. That's fair, at least to this point. Thomas says it's that band between Howie and the owner that has been welded so tight that we have this scenario. Absolutely. But that's set up by the owner, guys. That's set up by the owner. He wants that because it manages his money. Guys, I've never seen a team that they're $50 million under the salary cap and they're getting better. You're usually the Jaguars or the Lions. Okay? You're not a team competing and still in it. And by the way, you know why I say you're competing for the final playoff spot and you should run the table? It's because of these stats. Guys, this is not an opinion. They're playing like a playoff team. The Philadelphia Eagles are playing like a playoff team. Last 6 games, they're the best running attack in the league. Number 1 in scoring and number 7 in points allowed. How don't you think that? This is not me going, hey, here's a topic for you, and let's make something up like they do at WIP. Facts. That's why it's critical on who gives you the best chance to win. Mike says you're a football factory now. No, okay. I wouldn't go quite there. Escape says, honestly, Big Sills, the MVP of the Eagles, Malata or Dickerson. How about that entire O-line? How about that entire O-line? South Philly T, your offensive line is spectacular. Spectacular. Okay? Spectacular. Oh, Xander, because I've been covering your team from 30,000 feet, that's a famous Howie Roseman quote that I'm being informed on. Thank you, guys. Pull Big Sills along with him. I'll catch up with you. Thank you. Hey, Mike, thank you, guys. Pull me a little long. I'm still a little – watch this. I'm no longer the caboose. I'm right behind the engine. I've caught up a lot. Okay? Philly's a football quarterback factory. No, New England is. Okay? New England is. Yeah. Dude, your offensive line coach could be the MVP, King Music. Absolutely. I want to hit on the Washington game. But, guys, I'm going to give you my opinion who I think gives the Eagles the best chance to win these last 4 games. And I'll tell you why. You think about it as well. By the way, please do me a favor. Hit the like button. You've been great. You guys have been spectacular. Thank you so much for spreading the word. Tim Brando, by the way, one of the biggest voices in college football history, will be with us in hour number 2. But I wanted to get this out there for at least the first hour and a half so that we could put this out there. The guy with the last 4 games gives that team the chance to get to the dance and maybe pull off a Nick Foles fantasy run. Who is that guy? We'll hit on it next. You keep it here on the National Football Show.